The scratching keeps coming in twos and threes from the same distance now, I realize. If they wanted to harm me, I'd be harmed already. Now be brave and look. I carefully turn my head. There's an arched doorway nearby. Ugh, okay, how much? Okay. Dense blackness lies in the hallway beyond it. I squint. An amber glint flashes. Another scratch. I crane my head forward. Is that a shape ever so slowly detaches itself from the darkness of the doorway? Its fur is so black that it looks like a moving shadow. Its features are sharp, merciless. It walks tiptoed, sinewy muscles rippling under the fur, poised to lunge. I stumble back, hand fumbling behind me, searching the desk for a weapon. My fingers grip around something and I look to see a knife. A lidless eye on the base of the blade turns its gaze to me and whispers, "Thirsty. Feed me." I yelp and toss the knife. It clacks and falls behind the desk. I turn to see the dark creature inching forward unsteadily, peering around the room, sniffing the air, pausing at every little sound. It's distracted. I might have a chance. I tense up and ready myself. The creature winces and clutches its head, and I bolt for the circle of debris. Caught by surprise, it claws at my arm, misses, tears a shred of fabric away. Ah! I can't do animal noises, guys. I hear a strained hiss, then rapid footsteps at my heels. I don't dare slow down. Something sharp snatches at my robe, tear it, but without enough to catch to stop me. It's closing in. I cannot outrun it. What do I do? I hear from right behind me. Stop! Did it just speak? Something large moves in the corner of my eye, then I hear a crash. I turn to see my pursuer knocked to the ground by a bookshelf turned projectile. Don't stop. Come to me, Ilar's voice booms. I turn and see them moving their arm in an arc, and several thick vases from the drifting flock launch toward the creature. I have a feeling I know what's going to happen. A head-on smash. Myriad splinters fly out. I wince at the imagined pain. But when the pieces have settled, I spot the dark figure some distance back on all fours, mostly unharmed. How did... Ilar takes a few steps to my back, muttering something under their breath, then throws their open hand toward the enemy. It leaps back, bounding several meters at once, landing near the doorway. I wait for Ilar to press the attack, but they simply step out from behind me and glare at our attacker. What are you waiting for? Finish it! It seems Ilar doesn't hear me at all. They just stand there. I look toward the dark figure who's staring at me with pain in its eyes. It opens its mouth to say something, but all that comes out is a sound somewhere between a gurgle and a hiss. It clutches at its head again with both hands, eyes bulging, straining. Ilar chuckles, and with a flick of a wrist, launches a cabinet. The invader grimaces at me and vanishes into the dark doorway. The cabinet smashes into chunks, so loud that it hurts to hear it. The room is quiet again, save for the rain and the pounding in my chest. What happened? I thought you died. You turned into... Still panicked, I fumble the words. Ilar's triumphant stance falters and they hunch, clutching at their shoulder. Hold the tears, love. I was only nearly dead, but enough to draw out that creature. I cringe. Don't call me that. Draw out? You were using me as bait? You wound me. I thought we were being partners. And it worked, didn't it? Did you see the look on its face? I cross my arms and consider it for a breath, then sigh. I suppose. So, who or what was that creature? That might have been a Lucasi, attracted to vulnerable humans. Slippery as eels they are, but we outwitted this one. Skeptical, I cross my arms. Is that so? Quite. We won't have to worry about it for a while. Why didn't you finish it off when you had the chance? I peer around nervously, throat tight. And these Lucasi, are there more of them? Ilar swallows, seemingly uneasy all of a sudden, eyes clamped shut and swaying. Are you all right? Say something. I reach out a hand in case they topple over. Just the one, they mutter. Oh. Good, I think. Not sure what to do with my outstretched hand, I scratch my nose. By the way, I also have to scratch my nose, so that's a coincidence. Breaths returning to normal, they straighten up with some effort, massaging their throat. Ilar finally shakes their head and says, not that this isn't delightful, but we should probably get to work, eh? Come now, they say, leading toward the back of the room. My head is bursting with questions now that the danger is past, but when we get near the darkened doorway, my pulse quickens, and I hesitate. With just a few gestures of the hand and some words I don't recognize, Ilar slams the door shut and blockades it with loose stones. Show off, I mutter, staring at Ilar. Then I notice them visibly hunch and wonder how much it's costing them to do these things. A thin, silvery thread drifts close to my face. I wave it away, thinking it's spider silk. It sticks to my hand, and I realize there are dozens of these threads growing out of Ilar's shoulder. Now that I'm paying attention, their form also seems to flicker, insubstantial. Their hand is so feverish it's uncomfortable on my skin. My own hands are flickering the same way. I draw a sharp breath. What is happening? Noticing my growing unease, they face me, waving a hand nonchalantly. Don't worry, it's normal for heart vessels under these conditions. Or did you forget that too? Who said I was worried? I'm just curious. What is this heart vessel? And stop reminding me that I forgot things. They shrug. Of course you are. Their body is made from water's energy condensed, somewhat elementary really, as far as magic goes. Confused, I glance toward the statue-like figures, but Ilar seems to have read my thoughts. That's a profane vessel, your anchor to this realm. You know, your flesh. Also quite elementary, right? I answer flatly. So that's why there are two of me. One is physical, and the other is sublime. Ilar finishes. You're catching on, they smirk, putting a thumb under my chin, eyes aglitter with admiration. Exquisite. They tilt their head I think they tilt their head from side to side, examining me. Caught off guard, my cheeks warm up. I scowl. It took some skill crafting this body for my waters, if I may be so immodest. A shame it falls apart in the currents. Good thing I can remake it as fast. They click their tongue. I wish you knew what it felt, what a feat it is. But alas. A real shame that I can't grasp this needs an editor. A real shame that I can't grasp the extent of your greatness, your modesty. I swat their hand away. A puff of hair-fine strands detaches from them, drifting perilously close to my face. I flinch. They put their hands behind them, turning serious. So you understand why I would appreciate it if you didn't stray too far from your physical body. Oh, really? Is it too small? That's interesting. Oh, it's because you're probably watching this on your tiny laptop again, aren't you? Tisk, tisk, tisk. So, so far from so as not to have your masterpiece fall apart. A gulp, humor fading. They nod and start walking again, leading me on. Precisely, it'd be a waste of my waters, not to mention very unpleasant for you. Queasiness comes over me and I feel itchy all over. I brush away the strands, rubbing my arms, pressing the illusory flesh, but the itch won't go away. I don't know if this will help, but you don't remember what sunkens are, do you? They say after a few steps without turning around. Huh? Bottom dwellers of the seas, heartless, hollow, hungering things that just go on trying to feed for an eon, but can never satisfy their cravings. Their voice drips with disdain. No. Are they lurking here too? I step closer to Ilar. They shake their head. Not yet. But if you stray from your body or me for too long, then... They look down, pensive. Memory, reason, even the essence of who you are may be lost. So, promise me you'll come back right away if you experience anything strange. They pause, then add, don't make me worry. Eyes heavy and head numb, I rub my temples, muttering, stranger than all this? Ilar gives me a flat stare. Oh, you'll know when it happens. Will I ask myself. How would I know what I've already forgotten? I look at Ilar, wondering just how much they know. Is that what happened to my memories? Why don't you look for the spell? Is that what happened to my memories? Am I already becoming hollow? Please tell me it's temporary. They look aside for a moment, then say, might be best to not overthink this. Overthink it? What if I never remember who I was? What's the point of living then? The pitch of my voice rises. But they're calm as ever. Memories are like vapor. They come and go. You can make new ones if you survive. The dead have no such luxury. Are you saying it is possible to recover them? I need an answer. Their grip on my wrist tightens. Listen to me. If you don't find the spell, you die. Not even a magus comes back from that. But if you find it, there is still a chance. Do you understand? Head numb. I nod.